Welcome back. Now let's talk about the latest developments regarding the proposed eco currency for Francophone West African markets. Of course, there was a lot of attention given to the proposals for the new currency, but little progress has been made since the start of the coronavirus pandemic. A senior analyst for Sub-Saharan Africa at Docker Frontier London, Matt Kinniger, joins us now to look at how the CFA Franc member countries' economies have managed during the pandemic and what the outlook for the implementation of the currency is. Good afternoon, Matt. Thanks for joining us on the program. Let's begin the conversation with you telling us how CFA Franc membership affected the performance of countries that use a single currency in West and Central Africa.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for having me on the show. I would say that there hasn't been a single sub-Saharan African economy that has been unaffected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Every country has seen growth fall. And this includes some of the members of the CFA Franc, notably Cameroon. We are expecting the economy to fall quite deeply into recession this year, which will be its worst performance since 1993. But there have been a couple of outliers across Sub-Saharan Africa. A good example is Côte d'Ivoire, which continues to grow. Its economy will continue to grow this year, and this is because of resilient consumer spending and fairly upbeat public investment ahead of the election in a couple of months' time. Our view at Docker Frontier is that both Cameroon and Côte d'Ivoire, on balance, have probably marginally benefited from membership of the CFA Franc during this crisis. And this is because they have not been exposed to pressures on their currencies, which hasn't resulted in a depreciation. And it also has meant that inflation has remained quite low. So this has supported consumer spending and also had a positive effect on investor sentiment.
What sound bites are you getting regarding when the CFA Franc would likely be replaced by the ECO, and how will the ECO's introduction affect the day-to-day operations of businesses in the region?
Yeah, so this is a big question. A lot of our clients are asking us about when the ECO is going to be introduced and what it will mean for them day to day. So it was meant to be at some point in 2020, but since the pandemic began, things have gone very quiet. We probably are looking at 2021 or maybe 2022, and this is because France, which is currently a major partner in the running of the CFA Franc, is preoccupied with the pandemic itself, but also other West African countries are also focused on containing the impact of the pandemic on their economies. So it probably won't be for at least another year or so. In terms of what it means for business, actually, it won't mean a huge amount of difference or change. And this is because the eco currency is likely to be replaced at parity to the CFA Franc, which means it will be pegged to the euro. And it probably will be managed in a very similar way, although the French authorities will no longer have as much say in the way it's managed. But day-to-day, not very much change for business.
All right, just before I let you go, Matt, I'd like to ask you, how likely do you think countries like Nigeria and Ghana will join the ECO currency in the future?
So this is a big question that's also been posed by many analysts. Ghana and Nigeria have expressed some interest in joining the ECO in the future, but membership by Ghana and Nigeria is unlikely for the foreseeable future in our view, and this is for a couple of reasons. Ghana has a very different exchange rate regime from most other West African nations, and that is because the cedi is very flexible, and this allows it to, the value of the cedi is flexible, and this allows Ghana to respond to external shocks that we've seen recently. And in Nigeria's case, it's a different issue. So Nigeria's economy dwarfs that of other economies in the CFA Franc, and the Côte d'Ivoire, which is currently the largest member of the CFA Franc. And our view is that countries like Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal may feel a bit uncomfortable conceding monetary policy sovereignty to a much bigger neighbor, Nigeria, because Nigeria, obviously, if it were to join a single currency, would want to lead monetary policy for the new currency. So this would be a sticking point that would take a very long time to resolve.
Thank you, Senior Analyst for Sub-Saharan Africa at Docker Frontier London, Matt Kinniger, for speaking with us on the program.
Thanks.